The Ravens Flock presents The Black Files, an uncensored interview and review podcast for all geek fandom.
Welcome everybody, friends and pals, guys and gals, boys and girls around the world. Pop a squad, pop open a cold one with your boys. It is Monday, and here you're coming in for a doubleheader. And this doubleheader's got 4 times the nerdy news and more stuff than you can deal with in a single hour, but we're going to try and cram it in. So hopefully you can enjoy listening in to another brand new episode of The Black Files.
Yay, we exist, despite everybody's attempts to the opposite.
What, nothing clever to say, Jose?
No, well, hang on. This time, Angel actually did his thing. He always follows up after you introduce the show. You know, this time I didn't hijack his job.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
I don't have a job to hijack. You guys get paid?
No, we don't get paid. Therefore, it's not a job.
I can't give away that information, Angel.
Of course.
Shut up, Joe. What, you trying to stiff me? I'm sending you an invoice.
I will not confirm nor deny those.
I'm sending you a
statements.
goddamn invoice. I hope you're proud of yourself.
I'm pleading the fifth.
That means you got the money. You got to cough it up.
Don't be
Welcome,
silly.
everybody, to the Uncensored Interview Review Podcast of the Ravens Flock. This is the Black Files. I'm your host, Juan Arauz, one of the heads of the Ravens Flock. And I've got to my immediate left, Jose Casabona.
Excuse me, I just coughed up my 2 cents.
And directly ahead of me, Angel Mendez.
Excuse me, I just coughed up some bullshit.
You're always coughing up bullshit.
I know, but
got-
it's accurate bullshit.
And on this episode, I told you that we were going to go 2 for 1. We're actually going to be discussing some current events in the world of cosplayers and geekhood and anime and pro wrestling and other crazy shit that's happening in video gaming. And we're going to fill you in. We're going to go ahead and get this started. We're just going to jump into it. First things first, I have to give you our disclosure. For first-time listeners, this is an uncensored interview and review podcast. If we discuss anything from your favorite fandoms, if we happen to know about it, we're going to be discussing spoilers because we're going to assume that you're going to come into this knowing the shit that we're referring to. And if you don't, well, you're spoiled. You've been warned. You can't say we didn't warn you. Fuck off. And that brings me to my next warning that we'll be swearing. I just broke the fuck barrier. I don't care. We don't get paid. We don't get enough views to be monetized anyway, so we're going to be as expressive as we fucking want to be. And
as usual, we extend our thanks to those of you who are taking the time to listen to a bunch of angry nerds rant about a bunch of shit that you like and some shit that you don't.
See, that was the spiel that Jose wanted to try and steal the other time.
Too bad. My turn. I'm the one stealing jobs today. I'm the real immigrant.
You're not stealing anything. You're
You're
stealing it
Schrodinger.
back.
You're Schrodinger's immigrant.
Exactly.
You're stealing jobs, but you're also not working.
Exactly.
So what the fuck is it?
I am in a constant state of making money, and you're not sure if it's coming from my job or from Social Security.
Oh, god damn it.
All right.
And of course, the third being, quite simply, that we're going to be expressing viewpoints and opinions that may or may not clash with your worldview. You might like what we say. You might not like what we say. You might feel that we should cork it. You might feel that we should get the Nobel fucking Prize in journalism, in which case I will be a monkey's uncle if we get that. In any case, everything that we express is solely of our own viewpoints and doesn't represent any other group or collective or meatball sandwich. I said meatballs last time, but I kind of want meatballs. Is anyone okay with me going to grab a meatball marinara sub at Subway's or some shit later on this week?
I'm more of a turkey breast kind of guy, but meatballs are good.
I like turkey breast too. I just haven't had meatballs in forever. How about you, Joe?
Hey, I'm down for meatballs.
All right, cool. So everybody here likes meatballs. And of course, if you don't like meatballs, that's fine. You don't have to like meatballs.
You plebeian.
But you don't get to shit on me for liking meatballs.
Says the man who prefers chicken.
If you do not agree with our worldview or agree with our opinions, you are more than welcome to tune out right now. If you're actually an open-minded individual who actually invites a challenge or would like to learn more about how other people think, then please listen in, give us your comments, give us your opinions, tell us everything. Angel has found some crazy shit. What the hell is he saying?
I found it.
What did you find?
I found the script for the apology.
What the fuck are you talking?
We'll get to that later.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll
that's
get to
part
that
of what
later.
we're talking about.
Now that our friend Juan has properly and very, very concisely covered our asses from any and all repercussion, please, what is going on in the world of popular culture and nerdom today.
Okay, now there's one thing that we need to talk about, and it's something that we've actually been meaning to talk about earlier, but it came up in the middle of us reviewing shit, so we kind of couldn't. So, for those of you who may or may not know, here locally in Hillsborough County, that's where Tampa, Florida resides, there was a cosplayer who goes by the name of Melissa Turner, who was recently arrested. It's being on October 19th in Riverview and is being charged with second-degree murder.
Some dude got iced.
Yeah.
Iced real hard.
No, like basically, what she wound up doing is she wound up shanking her boyfriend and leaving him to die. And I've actually got the full report written by Caitlin Johnston from the Tampa Bay Times. I'll just give as quick a brief review on this, run through on this as possible. Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputies arrested a woman Friday and charged her with second-degree murder after a man was found dead in a Riverview home. Deputies were called to a home on the 9,000 block of White Barn Way about 9:45 a.m. Friday and found an adult male dead from an apparent upper body trauma. Deputies interviewed neighbors and later arrested Melissa Turner, age 26. She was charged with murder in the second degree. Officials are not releasing the name of the victim, citing Marcy's Law, which restricts disclosure of victims' names. And that's all it is as far as the information itself goes. But it turns out that apparently Melissa Turner is a local cosplayer.
Has she been to any of the conventions that we know of?
I'm not going to lie. I do not know this person from Adam. I don't know this person to save my life.
I'm kind of happy that we don't.
Yeah, no, because
We would like to send our deepest condolences to the man's friend and families who are truly sorry that his waifu ended his lifeu.
I want
string of words.
I
That
want to
is fucking
say
rough.
that's fucked up, but it's kind
It's
of
also
not.
true, and damn, dude, I am truly sorry that it ended. We don't know the meaning of what happened, or what. Like right now, the authorities are mum on the reason for the murdering, but still,
Other updates in the
how much you want to bet it had to do with the cosplay going horribly wrong?
it can't be.
Has there been any information since?
I'm sure there was. Give me a minute. I'm actually looking it up as we're going along here. Give me a minute. It was Melissa Turner, right?
Yeah, Melissa Rose Turner.
Okay.
She's probably on Instagram
Oh,
somewhere.
Jesus
Waited
Christ.
a few hours to
No,
call
please
911
don't.
after stabbing Matthew Trussler in the back.
Okay, so we
Ouch.
found out the guy's
Right in the
name.
back,
Let me see that
too.
article.
Yeah, this one's dated October 25th from the Tampa
Okay,
Bay
so that's
Times.
okay, and this one was written by who? This is an update published on October 25th by Tony Marrero of the Tampa Bay Times. When Melissa Rose Turner called 911, she told the dispatcher she found her boyfriend's cold, bloody body on the back patio of the couple's Riverview home. Turner, age 26, said she tried to revive 25-year-old Matthew Trussler, but didn't know what had happened to him. She later changed her story, and detectives found chilling surveillance footage that captured audio of a heated argument. Within hours, Turner was charged with murder. In fact, an arrest report says Turner stabbed Trussler. She told Hillsborough Sheriff's detectives that things escalated during the fight the morning of October 18th, the report says. She waited 4 hours to call for help. If it was an accident, then I would have called 911 and not just let him die, Turner told detectives, according to the report. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office had released a few details about the case, but an arrest report added to the court file this week offers a detailed account of what happened at the home on the 9800 block of White Barn Way. Turner called 911 at about 8:45 a.m., saying she found Trussler on the back of the patio, tried CPR. Deputies arrived and found Trussler's body lying face up on the pool deck. He had cuts on his arm and chest. Turner had dried blood all over her body and a cut on her hand. In an interview with detectives, Turner said Trussler was intoxicated when he woke her up at about 4 a.m. Turner said she got angry about being awakened, and the pair began to argue. Trussler had a knife in his hand, Turner said, and when she tried to grab it, the blade cut her hand. Trussler then scratched her neck and threw her across the kitchen counter, she said. A neighborhood surveillance cameras caught audio of an argument in the back patio at 4:31 a.m. What sounds like a woman's voice saying, "You stay down," according to the police
Holy
arrest report.
shit.
Whoa.
A moment later, a noise that sounds like glass breaking is heard. About 45 seconds later, the female voice says, "So fucking die."
So, best case scenario, this was self-defense. Worst case scenario, some people just don't like being waken up in the morning, man.
Now this was just an updated source from October 25th.
Holy crap.
So,
Hang on,
Man,
Jeebus
that is
Christ.
some telenovela style shit right there.
yeah, no kidding. My
Holy
I,
crap.
I knew it couldn't have been just straight out murder. There had to have been a developing situation between the two.
To be fair, most murders are usually considered crimes of passion. Premeditated murder is a very difficult concept.
There's more to the article if you want to look it up. It is on Tampa Bay Times on their website. Or if you're that kind of old geezer who still subscribes to actual print newspapers, you can read that. We're going to leave that as it is for the moment. Who did you send that to? Did you send that to me, Jose?
Yeah, I sent it to you, and just
Give
to
me a
give my
minute.
own
I'm actually trying to
personal
find
thoughts on
it.
this situation here.
This
I mean,
situation
there it
escalated
is.
way more than I
Oh,
expected
God.
it to be.
Okay. Basically, just from the initial view on all this crap, holy Christ. Okay. Like the fact that she's a cosplayer aside, because that's not covered in any of this article. I don't know if anyone in the cosplay community knows anything about Ms. Turner. Actually, it shows down here in the article, Turner was being held without bail in the Hillsborough County Jail. She was charged with second-degree murder with a weapon, a crime punishable by up to life in prison. Jail records list her as self-employed and her occupation as modeling/cosplay. That's all it mentions.
And Sandatsu practitioner as of recently.
Oh my God.
I was gonna say, don't Angel,
Motherfucker, our man is dead.
I know.
Also, don't disrespect Revengeance like that, man.
You're right. She probably doesn't even know how to cut properly.
Oh my God. Well, if she does, she knows where to go for it.
Apparently.
Oh
she
my
went real
God.
hard.
No, okay, so obviously Angel's got no apparent value in human life because it's too funny for his ass.
Sorry.
Jesus
I had a bit of
fucking
a rough
Christ.
week, so this kind of thing just kind of hit me all of a sudden.
What?
Just let him have it.
Listen, I process my emotions in a different way.
All you have are negative thoughts.
No, on the contrary, my thoughts are as positive as they can be.
I'm joking.
Something exciting actually happened in Florida. Holy shit.
That
Something that doesn't involve a hurricane or idiots. Well, actually, no, these people can't be
There
considered
must have been at least one idiot in this situation.
in order for it to escalate to a fucking stabbing.
Okay, so what do we know for fact? We know based on report that the guy was drunk. We know that he woke her up, and we know that they had an argument, and then the situation escalated. From this point, I can preview 2 points of view. A, this turned into a self-defense case, or B, this turned into a murder case. The question is, what is it going to be?
The problem is that Mofo's dead. He can't like even
Kind
if
of hard to test alcohol level when the alcohol inside your body is all over the floor.
the fact is,
Oh my
like
God.
the only person who can actually,
I can't take this motherfucker
give
seriously.
credit to this information, actually
And
give
he's
us clarification, is the woman who got arrested, and
Turner.
yeah, and she could easily like twist the story around.
That's what everyone's concerned
I'm
about over here.
expecting
So,
that to happen.
like, okay, so like we're actually gonna go ahead and ask. We're gonna cut it off for now at this because we got a lot of shit we got to go through.
got quite a bit.
Yeah,
But we
just
actually
hit,
like we have to inform our audience, of course, that obviously murder's bad. Don't murder people.
Yes. I do mean it when I say I feel sorry for the guy and his family and friends. It is genuinely regrettable.
If you must stab a person in self-defense to get them off, try not to kill them, please.
Yeah, no.
Whatever stupid argument it is, it ain't worth taking anyone's life.
Crime of passion, man. After your emotions run high, you lose control of yourself.
Like just because
The
I
knife
want to,
keeps coming down,
it
your
will
emotions
happen.
keep going up.
Like it's gonna happen. Like it's when two people like arguing each other, and if it escalates, like self-control goes out the window, and it sucks.
Regret always happens after the bad shit for a reason.
okay. I'm gonna have to go ahead and ask if anyone in the con community who listens into this program, basically no one, because you guys don't pay attention to us. I'm joking. No, I'm joking. But anyone who
On
actually
the corner of the street, still yelling from the cardboard box. Nobody has opened it
Anyone
yet.
in the con community,
anyone in the con community who knows anything about this woman, who knows anything about Ms. Turner here, if you know anything about her, if you have any information about her that can give us an idea of what kind of person she is, other than this brutal, gruesome, freaking stabbing of her boyfriend that she lives with, go ahead and send us comments on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, Instagram. We're not hard to find. We want to know more about this person, and these cold black and white fucking prints from the Tampa Bay Times is not going to be enough. We need to know a little more to see if there's any way this shit can be explained. I guess we're trying to screech and reach out for logic in an illogical situation. So if anyone out there in the con community knows anything about Melissa Turner, let us know. Send us messages. Our inbox is open. We don't give a shit.
Yep. All we know right now for a fact is that an argument happened and somebody regretfully lost their life. We cannot discern or judge anything at this point. So we need facts. If anybody can give us any hints that can point us in the right direction, we will be ever so grateful.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Angel. You gave me a little bit more hope in your sanity, for fuck's sake. You're over here laughing at a mofo being stabbed. You're still laughing! What the fuck?
Just don't.
I'm sorry. Hold on, let me pull out my card that says I have a condition that makes me laugh
Motherfucker, get that
uncontrollably.
laminated thing away from me. I paid for that
Sorry.
card.
I apologize, but the reason I'm laughing is because of contrast. See, yesterday it was my little brother's birthday. We all had a great time and we went to a good restaurant. It was nice and wholesome.
Yay!
I just walk into this door and the first thing I hear from you guys, and then some dude got murdered by a cosplayer, and I just go, oh, well, shit. There goes my week. Sorry, I have to laugh because the sheer whiplash you gave me might actually break my spine if I don't react fast.
That's
You know what? If
That's
it
all right.
helps-
You've got health insurance.
If it
Yay.
helps, if it helps Angel process this information, I'm not going to stop him.
All right. Well, we got to get to the next story over here.
Yeah,
Jose, you know more about this. Tell us about what's happening with the animated series Hazbin Hotel and its creator being called out on what the fuck is happening.
Well,
because
first of
I don't
all-
know jack shit of this.
Okay.
You're gonna tell me now.
It is
you pull up the
showtime
articles.
now.
All right, guys.
Time
guys,
you
guys,
read something.
Chill.
Read
I
a
got
book.
this. I got this.
Oedipus Rex. Read that shit.
So on October 28th,
Wait, no, don't read that.
Juan, on October 28th, Vivziepop has released their first pilot episode of Hazbin Hotel.
Yay!
This is a new web series that's available on their YouTube channel. This has been teased for so many months, not even months, up to, I believe, a year, Angel?
Give or take, ever since the first sketches came out, along with the concept of what the show was going to be, and a million threads about how. What's the name of the main character again?
The name character, her name is Charlie. She is the princess of hell.
She's apparently being paired with Doom Guy. It's hilarious.
How
Now-
does that work?
I
I've
have no
seen it. She
idea.
looks like Legally Blonde if she was a fucking demon.
The main plot of this whole series, from what I've gathered, is that to find a humane way to hinder overpopulation in hell rather than going through its annual purge and terminating all the souls that are damned in hell, she has formed a hotel for rehabilitation to help these damned souls find salvation so that they can go to heaven.
Yeah, it turns out that in hell, the situation is not really improving because everybody's just dwelling on how miserable they are. There's also the fact that every now and then there is a purge, even though it makes no sense because nobody actually dies. I guess they just reform later. Whatever. Point in case, Charlie's looking at a world that is falling apart and wants to do something about it.
Yeah.
Before Doom Guy shows up and decides to do
Angel,
something
shut
about it.
up! About
Chris.
Doom Guy.
Okay, I'm
Go
over
to
here.
rail phone. That's it. You are grounded. You're on timeout.
Actually, no, we can't. We need Angel for the last news story.
I guess
Fair
I'm on
enough.
timeout until the last story then.
Fine, whatever.
I'm going to put
Anyways.
on my hat that says Dons and sit on the corner. Give me a second.
Now, granted,
Where'd you
there
get that
is
paper
no
cone?
Doom Guy in Hazbin Hotel, much to Angel's dismay. There are some very interesting characters aside
smiling at
from
you.
Charlie. You know, they've with
Okay.
awesome personalities. Now,
Okay,
this has captured the audiences of millions on YouTube right now.
okay. Where does the pilot stand right now? I'm showing that. I see that you have it pulled up on YouTube.
Absolutely.
What's the
I'm
view
gonna try
count on
not
this
to,
bitch?
Right now, Vivziepop has 1.67 million subscribers.
And how many views does this pilot have?
4.6 million.
Hold on, drop the
Very
little arrow and
impressive.
let's see what the
Very
exact
impressive.
number is. Vivziepop. It is 4,624,383 views.
For those of you
on
who have
Vivziepop's
seen
channel
for
on
those of you who
YouTube.
have seen the preview of the show, they has a very distinct art style which can only be described as Tumblr if it was actually good. Lots of sharp angles, extremely vivid colors, pointy bits everywhere, lots of very wild over-the-top expressions. It is very squash and stretch-esque, if you want to call it that way.
Squash and stretch, sort of
Pretty
bendy
much.
animation.
Yes, and as a result, it has a very nice, stark fluidity. And as our friend Joe here says, the many contrasting personalities do make for a very charming group so far.
Absolutely.
Hey, so
Now, about
ragtag
the
bunch
arti-
of misfits.
Now, about the artist herself,
Vivziepop.
Vivziepop. She has been doing this type of artwork for years. She has her own Tumblr page. I guess I'm assuming she has her own DeviantArt page, Angel?
I haven't seen... Yes, she does.
She does. She
I
has a
shouldn't
Deviant-
even ask that question.
She has a
does.
DeviantArt page and a Tumblr page where she posts all her artwork. But back then, like a couple years ago, around 2012 or 2013, that's when they started like heavily criticizing her work.
Somewhere along
And
those lines. But to be fair, though,
yeah.
those were easy to ignore because it's Tumblr. Everybody criticizes everybody for pretty much everything.
Yeah, but then they started making remarks and insinuating that she is a supporter of of pedophilia and also of bestiality. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, context
What?
time. Context time. Back in the heyday, as an artist, she did a bunch of art pieces that are of questionable quality. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people are using this as an excuse to try to drag her reputation through the mud over the fact that she did some questionable shit in art. And I'm just sitting here like, that makes no fucking sense, because by that logic, every time my little brother made a drawing of somebody getting shot, stabbed, or cut in half, that just means he's going to turn into a serial killer.
Pretty much.
Hey, Michael, are you going to turn into a serial killer? You can be honest.
He's hesitating.
He's taking a long time.
By the way, Michael Mendez is actually here with us, just sitting quietly.
There was
But
this
real quick,
really cool drawing he made of basically somebody pulling on a machine gun and going nuts in the middle of a scene. It was fantastic. Are you gonna do that, bro?
No, I'm not gonna do that. If I was ever gonna draw something like that, I wouldn't relate it to anything I would do or anyone else would do. That's what a lot of people misunderstand about that kind of art.
All right.
Oh shit! It almost sounds like you're telling me that an artist's vision doesn't actually have to do with the kind of person they are.
I mean, exactly. You can get the nicest person in the world drawing that kind of stuff, but you wouldn't, but people would immediately associate him with doing that kind of stuff. But you really wouldn't.
Unfortunately, it appears that the internet moves on the logic of, well, we know the internet. Innocent until proven guilty doesn't exist down there. So
No, it
hold
doesn't.
on. You just reminded me of one of the worst things.
Hang on a minute.
All right, fine. You finish up, Jose, please.
Another part of the situation is that back then Vivziepop also made some remarks that were considered racist, like in regards to.
Okay,
blackface.
do we have anything written
have any
black
actual-
and white?
do
I
we
need
have
to
any
see a
remarks on
quote.
that?
All right.
Show me a quote.
I want to
Hey,
hear some
need
words
it.
from somebody.
guys.
Yes.
Here's the thing. There was a lot of links that one of my friends sent me. They're not news sources. They're just like basically links to forums, to comments.
Oh, big fucking deal. Do you have any
Okay.
idea how much bullshit I say when I talk to somebody online?
To
Yes.
which, of course, on her Tumblr page, Vivziepop actually released a statement basically saying, like, hey, I don't live there anymore. Yes, I did that stuff back then, but I don't do that stuff anymore.
I don't suppose you can pull up Vivziepop's statement and give us a small quote on that.
Hang on a minute.
You've got the internet in the palm of your hands. We use it to send each other cat memes and argue with strangers.
And dick pics.
All
And dick pics.
Yeah. Just give me a second here, man. Like, give me
Okay,
some breathing room.
While you're searching for that, what this is reminding me of, people are probably gonna hate me on this, but I actually want to bring this point up.
You remember?
Eminem.
Really?
Okay, in one
Eminem.
of his songs, what's he fucking saying? Hold on. Shit. Now I actually gotta I gotta look up the lyrics. Because I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head, but I don't remember.
Is
the
that
lyrics
really
from-
fast rap song you tried to sing that one time and you ended up biting your tongue like 3
Oh
times?
no! Oh, Rap God? No,
Yeah.
it's not that. Hang
Because
on.
by that logic, that means that he's trying to set up a fucking religion around himself. If we're growing by that idea.
Actually, no. Hang on. No. Who would have known? Oh, there we go. Who knew? I'm actually trying to
I wish this
find
one had a
the.
date. Okay, I found the page.
All right.
Guys, I hate to interrupt, but I found the Tumblr
Read,
page
read,
where
read.
she makes a statement. Basically saying, I'm only going to say this once. For the millionth time, I've seen certain things regarding me popping up. First on Twitter, and now it's found its way back into my tags here. And to be honest, everything, it ticks me off more and more. So I feel like tackling it one more time before letting it die and not saying anything about it. The only reason, blah, blah. Hang on, all right, I want to first start by saying people enjoy finding reasons to dislike creators they want to dislike. I am definitely one of those artists. Most reasons people find excuse their guilt feelings about me and cling on to like reasons to label me an awful person, usually pertain to blatantly false rumors or twisted facts from years ago, or mistakes I made years ago that they just refuse to accept I've grown from.
All right. Now, just going from there. Vivziepop's clearly stating, this is old shit. I don't do the shit anymore. You guys are bringing up old trash. This isn't the shit I say or do anymore. Drop it, please. I've moved past it. Please do the same. Fuckity fuck.
Are you telling me that she's hugged the cactus enough?
Kinda?
She's detailed a lot of information on this statement. Apparently, accusations of her stealing a character from an abusive ex-boyfriend. Her apparently rumors that she sued Disney over the title Zootopia.
Actually, Michael wants to jump in and say something here.
I'm sorry.
Hang on, Michael. Go ahead and grab the mic. Tell us what you're gonna say.
Step into the spotlight, bro.
Oh, thank you. I'm actually a little curious though because if she said something or did something a long time ago, and she knows that she doesn't do that kind of thing anymore, stealing characters, for example, should we, as like the audience, really, I don't know, move on? Because this kind of happens throughout the internet. People grow and they start learning, and they start like learning a little bit more about the mistakes they've done, and now they don't they don't do that kind of thing anymore, but people still like bring it up like it's like it just happened yesterday. So I mean, I don't know, like
No. I get what you're asking, and I have a really good answer for this. If you guys permit me. Here's the thing. And I actually learned this from Little Karibo when he was documenting details on WWE wrestler Roman Reigns.
Now Michael has his own mic, and I've got my own over here. So there we go.
All right. Here's my explanation, and I can explain this as thoroughly as possible when it comes to the audience. No matter how much a person accomplishes, despite the mistakes that was made in the past, I believe we could go with the theory is that if the foundation of this person's like venture is flawed, people who are forever going to associate that person with the bullshit that happened.
All right, and I did actually want to.
Does that make sense, Angel?
It makes actually perfect sense.
I did actually want to go ahead and get to the point that I was trying to get earlier about, because this reminded me of a lyric from Eminem from the Marshall Mathers LP, the song "Who Knew."
All right, just slow down when you talk.
Yeah,
you're going a little too fast here, man.
And I'm self-censoring because I don't want to use the R
No,
word.
do it.
All right. Well, for the record, this is the lyric. This isn't me using it for myself because I don't fucking.
We are literally quoting a song
right.
from famous white rapper Eminem.
All right. There's a lyric. So. How many retards elicited me and run up in the school shooting when they're pissed at the teach? Her, him, is it you, is it them? Was it me? Slim Shady said to do it again. Damn, how much damage can you do with a pen? Man, I'm just as fucked up as you would have been. If you would have been in my shoes, who would have thought Slim Shady would be something that you would have bought that would have made you get a gun and shoot at a cop? I just said it. I know if you do it or not. Okay, so for the record, that was the lyrics from the song Eminem Who Knew. I am not endorsing calling people retards.
I am.
Of course Angel is. He lives in fucking 4chan.
Tower wrangling is an art form.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Okay, no.
Go on,
but
Juan.
I don't use that as often as I probably have right to, but I really don't. The point is that this is reminding me of all the backlash and shit that Eminem had gone with and that he dealt with, and people are blaming him for like, oh, this the fucking Columbine shooting. That's all Eminem's fault. He was literally put in his second major record release in the lyrics. I just said this shit. I didn't know if you were actually going to go out and do this shit and that you were actually going to take my lyrics and take it literally and go kill people. That's not what I told you to do. I'm telling you that I feel like I need to go and kill people because my life is fucked up too. I'm not telling you this is an excuse and permission to fucking do it.
Here's the wonderful thing about this world and the internet, and the reason why people like Taika Waititi has to go online and tell people he's making parodies when he
right, no, the new movie Jojo Rabbit.
The problem
it's
is,
a parody.
Once again, social media is the double-edged sword, because in the internet, your mistakes never go away. They remain there, fresh forever, in all their wholesome triteness for people to dig out and smear your name with. You want me to give you an example? Let me give you a personal example from before the internet.
Yep, go ahead.
Back when I was in Cuba, and I was but a small wee lad, younger than even my little brother, the family doctor came to visit us. He has a lisp, a very pronounced lisp.
Oh,
so
no.
I walked up to him,
looked
him in the eyes, and I asked, "Are you a faggot?"
Oh my god.
As you can imagine, everybody was very angry with me, and I was severely disciplined. Yeah.
Oh my god. What did he fucking do? Did he like...
Oh, he laughed it off.
Oh
because
my
turns
god.
out he really was gay.
Oh, what the hell? and he
wait.
was fine with it. Oh my god. Okay.
Because I was a
Remember,
dumb,
this is a
stupid
dumb,
child.
stupid child. Now
So
watch people.
I was properly chastised, and I never disrespected him again. In fact, after I got to know him better, he was genuinely some of the nicest, most respectful people I ever met because he understood, hey, you're young, you do mistakes, the important thing is that you learn from them. And I did. And now I behave exactly the same as everybody else. And no matter what your sexuality, you're still just a person to me, and I treat you the same. But if I had done that on the internet,
That would
No,
have been a
well,
whole story.
if
Too
I had
late.
done that on the
No.
internet and
What are we
somebody
doing
had
now?
put that as a video and left it there for years and years,
What are we doing now?
somebody will find a way to drag it out.
Now people are going to take this, you
Oh
recounting
no!
this.
I guess I'm
and
a
you drop
raging
it the other-
homophobe now.
Oh my god, the Ravens
Holy
flock is
crap.
homophobic. The
I
Ravens
put burning
flock are-
crosses on your yards, I guess.
No, the Ravens flock is homophobic because they dropped the F bomb.
Oh,
they're
no.
They're ableist and they're against mental health because they dropped the R word. Like motherfuck, what are the only episodes that we had out for the Ravens flock this year was with our buddy Casper Hignite, who is a member of the LGBTQ community and who is a strong advocate for mental health.
Hey, dude, I hope you're doing well,
Awareness.
dude.
Yeah,
Also,
we
I
love
get
this
to actually call
motherfucker.
you dude now without irony. Congrats.
Exactly. Like we are big friends for people who deal with mental health issues and people in the queer community. And so how the fuck if anyone tries to take the recording that we're putting up now
They
and say
will.
that we're homophobes, I fucking dare you to listen to the whole thing and take your slanted bullshit and shove it right up the deepest, darkest part of your fucking ass.
all right,
Be careful.
All right, try us.
That might just,
Okay, so more
that
of the
might just
story-
turn them on. Be careful.
Guys, there's more. There's actually
more.
Of course
on
there's
the
more.
bottom of this Tumblr statement.
Quickly,
There's
because we got to get to the next story.
hey, relax.
We got more stories to cover, man.
Have you been on your coffee today?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So there's been an edit
I
for
can feel it
2019.
from here.
So there's a 2019 edit that apparently she mentioned. I guess now I have to add that. Tell me if you know this, Angel. Apparently there's an art piece that was cringy that was drawn in 2012 when she was 19.
Once again, no big deal.
Do I think it's strange? Yeah, it's cringy, and I don't like it anymore that you guys do. I was a dumb kid figuring myself out, but I've never drawn explicit, not safe for work material or broken the law then or now.
Also, I'm pretty sure drawing non-explicit, not safe for work material is not breaking the law.
Also, it's 2012, guys. I mean,
Like shit
How much
was on
dumb
fire
crap
in
we did in
2012.
2012? Exactly.
We had My Little Pony come out in 2012.
2011.
No one who is
2011,
no
same
one
thing.
who is part of that fandom has the right to criticize anyone over anything. You are one step below the bacteria I step in when I take a shit in my
Dude.
shower when I'm particularly drunk.
I think I set him off. Sorry about that.
Don't stop him now.
All of you could fit your entire brains. Every single inch of morality that comes out of the pony fandom could be fit into a single tiny bottle of Szechuan sauce and create nearly as much as autistic rage as that fucking promotion did.
Oh my god.
The Nazis are the only people in the world worse than you because they actually advocated murder.
Jesus, Angel, stop. Okay.
Your swastika is a purple horse.
No, it's not. What the hell, Angel?
Oh, by the way, the show is finally fucking over, thank God.
Yeah, it's over, but oh my god.
What I'm saying is, after the original creator left, the quality of the show dipped really badly and it just never came back, you know?
Okay, that
Angel,
I'll agree with,
well,
but, oh
that
my god, the
tirade
fandom
was-
is. You know what? The fandom is toxic as hell, but then again, so is every fandom. We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah, no, that's going to be fun times later. But right
All right.
now, going back to it, didn't they
wrap-
also make a mention of the fact that they were shitting on her for tracing art?
Pretty much for tracing art and for apparently stealing like bits of material from other pieces of artwork. I think I've just talked with you about this before. There was a drawing that she did that looked 150% similar to a still shot from the animated
hear you,
movie
Joe.
Cats Don't Dance.
That's right. So she made a drawing that was somewhat similar to a shot from Cats Don't Dance. Now, I understand why people think they can somehow take a moral high stance on that, but allow me to offer a simple counterpoint.
Go on.
Do you guys like Disney movies?
Yay!
Do you guys like Snow White?
Yeah.
Yay!
Do you guys like Robin Hood?
Yay!
Do you guys like The Jungle Book?
Yay!
Go watch them in succession.
I know they reused every single. They actually not
They
even that.
retraced
Robin
the
Hood. What
dancing
else?
scenes one by one.
Yes,
every
Sleeping
single
Beauty
character
as
of
well.
Robin Hood
Yep.
is a character from The Jungle Book, basically.
Actually, yes.
Why? Because guess what, fuckers? Animation is expensive and difficult. Sometimes you gotta trace some shit. Also, allow me to offer one for the side of the eastern land of the rising sun. You guys like Naruto? No, it's terrible. Shut up.
No, it's not.
But
It's,
do
it's
you like
terrible.
Cowboy Bebop though?
Yes, it's the greatest.
Remember that movie with the really cool fight scene?
Yeah.
Remember how they took that fight scene step by step from the Naruto fight between Naruto and Neji? Literally move by move. Or maybe it was the other way around. Who knows?
Actually, they must have taken it from Cowboy
Point in
Bebop
case,
because Cowboy
shit
Bebop
is
came first.
expensive. So sometimes an animator will take images or stills from other works to work with.
Like,
There is nothing wrong with that.
Isn't there like this one animation I've seen back to back of like somebody like drifting on their motorcycle? You have it in a shot of
Akira, yeah.
Akira. You have
That's
it in
where
a
it came
shot
from.
in Batman the Animated Series. Robin actually drifts off.
Oh no, they do it all the time. They did
yeah,
it on Billy and Mandy, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's more of a shout out, but that image
one
of
shot.
Kaneda sliding on his bike has been used by every single person who is in the industry that likes that stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure Samurai Jack did it on season 5 too.
Probably.
Also, another counterpoint that I want to offer, and this is the most simplest, basic one
Okay,
of all.
let's get to the next story.
All right,
Quick.
hang on. Good artists copy, great artists steal. Because as an animator, you know, it is extremely difficult to come up with like original ideas without any point of reference or anything to like, you know, add a bit of oomph to your
Je ne
artwork.
sais quoi.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Ha ha. Translation.
So, yeah, no, it's hard for animators to come up with original ideas.
Okay. You're right, and it's tough, and it's tough especially when it comes to animation. But that's not what people are pissing about. They're more pissing about her being racist and homophobic and the slanders thing. And Tumblr is a fucking cesspool. Even after,
racist, homophobic, and a thief,
and like a plagiarist or whatever. Okay, at the end of the day, Tumblr, even without the mature content, is still a cesspool. So I'm going to take their shit with a grain of salt. This person's clearly a newbie when it comes to animation. And as far as I can see from the animation style of this pilot at Hazbin Hotel, it looks all right. It looks promising. This person had to get their growing pains somehow. Let them get that shit out. Angel has said dumb shit. I've said dumb shit in my past. Jose, you've definitely said dumb shit.
I'm saying
Michael,
dumb shit right now.
you're still young, so you're definitely going to say dumb shit in the next
one last
year
thing.
or so.
Do you guys like Ruby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go watch seasons 2 and 3 and notice how many times Monty reuses the same shots over and over again.
No one ever notices too.
Oh, no. So somebody made a question. There's a particular shot where you see between the characters' legs as they take a few steps to the left to fight. They reuse that shot like 7 times in season 2 and 3 alone.
So the point is, like, you can shit on people all you want, but at the end of the day, this person's clearly going out of her way. What's her name? Vivziepop?
Yeah.
She's going out of her way to fucking evolve past that, and she's actually not doing that shit anymore.
Also,
and that's the shit that matters.
If you really
fucking
want to
made a
get into
mistake.
the deep shit, talk to any artist that takes commissions. And ask them, how many things have you drawn that have made you want to basically throw up in the back of your mouth?
Oh, no.
And it can be something from, that is not my fetish, to, Jesus fucking Christ, I hope the money's good for this.
I hope the money's
But
good for this
we
shit.
have no right to take some sort of moral high standing on a person who is doing basically what almost everybody else in the industry has done, is doing, and will continue to do for the foreseeable future.
God
I,
almighty.
for one, sincerely hope that the show keeps doing well.
Indeed. I want
And that
this
we
show
get that
to
Doom Guy
succeed.
cameo.
God damn it.
I want
Give
it
us your
really bad,
thoughts
Joe.
on the comments here on our YouTube channel or on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher. Please give us your comments. Tell us what you think. And for the record, like I said, we're just quoting shit when we said those bad words earlier. If you want to say that we're homophobes or that we're ableists, you can fuck off.
Well,
Next
I guess
story.
I can't talk to Caster anymore. She probably hates me now. I mean, sorry, he probably hates me
Oh,
now.
fuck, dude.
Sorry,
How
man,
dare
my
you.
bad.
Oh,
no, I misgendered Caster for 2 seconds because I know her as a woman.
Casper, you idiot!
Caster.
Wait.
Oh no, I got the name and the gender wrong.
Oh my God.
I guess I'm an enemy to the entire LGBT lettuce bacon sandwich community now.
Oh my god!
Forgive me, for I have sinned. Also, hi Casper. I hope I see you again sometime. Sorry we missed each other so often, dude. My bad.
Please do take this with a grain of salt. All right.
Say
next
hi
fo-
to Mercy for me. I hope she's doing well too.
Mercy?
What?
Mercy.
No,
Or-
it's a
there's
different
no-
person.
That's Ness.
Ness.
Nessa is Casper's girlfriend.
My bad. I fucked up. Oh no, I confused who his girlfriend was.
Shut up!
Oh,
That's
fuck.
it. You are on timeout.
I guess I'm going to the corner again. Where's the hat?
All right. Now, the next story we need to cover is in the world of professional wrestling. People have been covering this in and out the ass for the last, 4 or 5 days here.
Let's get
World
ready to
Wrestling
rumble in the
Entertainment-
worst way possible.
The World Wrestling Entertainment, the WWE, and an incident happening while they performed a show in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I'm going to give you the cliff notes so they can give us the details. Angel, since you know the least of it, you can go ahead and give us your bullshit opinions because I'm pretty sure you got something to say about this
I'll be the first to admit that I am not the biggest wrestling fan. I like the stuff, but I simply don't have the sheer level and depth of knowledge and dedication these two fantastic fellows need to me do. So this is all on you guys. I know only the cliff notes. And boy, what feels like an episode of JoJo, I swear to God.
All right.
Juancho, start us off.
Okay, so last year in 2018, WWE signed an agreement with the government of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, currently led by the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. They agreed to a 10-year deal for shows to be taking place in the country of Saudi Arabia, topping off with paydays of anywhere between $50 to $75 million per show. So
those are the most expensive elbow drops I have ever seen in my life.
So assuming that they only did one show per year, they could make off with $750 million over a 10-year span. Vince McMahon, the head of WWE, clearly he grabbed that money and he's running with it. And they also signed into this agreement a part of where they basically have to turn the shows into a giant tourist attraction promo saying, oh, look at how beautiful the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is. We have such beautiful beaches and such beautiful cities. We let women drive now.
I'm getting some flashbacks to the interview.
We let women drive now.
I am getting some.
Granted, we're still jailing the protesters and we're executing them behind closed doors.
Mind you, if they're
on the
driving without
women.
a jihad, we'll shoot them down on the street.
No. This is in Saudi Arabia. The women who had actually put out public protests to allow women to drive and have those rights as human fucking beings.
Oh,
they're
boy.
still being jailed, but we're letting women drive now.
They can drive in jail.
Fucker. Oh my God.
Am I the only one getting flashbacks to the interview?
What's up, Angel? I mean, Michael.
Wait, hold on. So they can drive now, but are they still allowed to, walk all over the place without, having a company?
They're trying to work on that. They're winding that down little by little. They are winding down on the restrictions for the civil liberties of women. They still need to cover themselves as Islamic law decrees, but they don't always have to run around with a male escort with them as a member of their family. So that's still being wind down. What are you doing, Jose?
Sorry, apparently there's been an updated article about 4 hours ago on the developments of the Saudi Arabia.
All right, this is an update where?
Oh boy, breaking
On
news.
Bleacher Report.
On Bleacher Report.
Breaking
okay.
news.
Go, and this is as of 9 p.m. Sunday. Jose, give us the article.
All right, it's all audio, so I'm gonna have to put the.
Okay, and this is on the Bleacher Report website, and is there a name to this? Hang on.
Dave Meltzer is.
Well, this is reported by Joseph Zucker on the Bleacher Report website.
Joseph, yeah.
And you're actually playing a video from Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez discussing this stuff.
Just
We're
let
just
me know
going to
if
play
I'm
a few
positioning.
moments on it.
Just let me know if I'm positioning correctly right here.
Yeah, that's fine.
The number one topic is today, that being Saudi Arabia, and
This is
everyone
Brian Alvarez, by the way.
being held over for 24 hours before finally heading back home.
Fucking laughing at
Talked
this,
about
Angel.
this over the last couple of days,
help it.
Dave,
He's
but
such a
today's
shit
Saturday,
show.
today's Sunday actually, Sunday morning.
Yep.
What's the latest? Where to begin?
Where to begin? I mean, okay.
And this is
so
Dave
here's the
Meltzer.
thing. It's pretty much impossible. It's the one thing, and I don't know why they did this, but you know the statement where they said that the talent felt so compelled to go that they like arranged for their own flight, and basically try to tell you that like this loyal talent bought a charter, and everything. I mean that I know is complete bullshit. And just the fact that they're
let me say something about that statement.
Okay, actually, you know what? Go ahead and pause that, because you know what? Folks are going to go ahead and find
They can
this
find
on
it
YouTube themselves.
but-
I can cliff note this for you.
Go on.
This past Thursday, that was November 1st, right?
October 30th.
October 31st, on
Halloween.
Halloween. The WWE, they hosted their event in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The event known as WWE Crown Jewel.
It's not in Jeddah.
It's not in Jeddah. Where is it?
It's in a different town in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, look up the name
It's
of
in
the
Sand Village, USA. Let's go.
asshole. Now,
Every country in the world is part of America.
okay, so
We got Sandy America and
Angel.
Frozen America.
Okay.
And Jungle America.
okay, I got to get this shit out. Come on.
America.
Now, You want me to get to the other story? You gotta let me finish, man.
Go.
Okay, so in this show, we had plenty of professional wrestlers show up. Not many people were all too thrilled with one of the main events, which was World Wrestling Entertainment's heavyweight champion Brock Lesnar defending against UFC
It's
fighter.
in the city of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Riyadh.
Here.
Yeah, and that's in Riyadh.
Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Riyadh. There we go. And people were pissed off because that match lasted only 2 minutes against Cain Velasquez, who was a UFC fighter, and that show sucked. But that wasn't the issue. The issue was that this was also the very first time that professional wrestling was allowed with 2 female competitors. Natalya Neidhart and Lacey Evans competed in a professional wrestling match in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This is meant to be a grand hallmark of progressivism for women all over the kingdom and to show that anything is possible. There was only one problem. The Crown Prince and the gaming authority, the sports authority of Saudi Arabia specifically said these women may not compete in their usual outfits, which are too revealing. They instead decided to compete in skin-tight catsuits that cover them from neck to toe. They wore their normal footwear, which was boots and I think Lacey Evans said she fought in high heel mock-ups. She fought in sneakers instead, and they each wore their merchandise T-shirt because you can't tell them apart from the bleachers because they're both pretty white blonde girls. So one pretty white blonde girl had a red shirt, that was Lacey Evans.
Yep.
And another pretty white blonde girl had a pink shirt, and that was Natalya.
Yep.
So they had a match. It was a well done match. They hugged it out afterwards, and immediately after that, the chartered 747 flight with 175 WWE superstars, crewmen, and technicians and staff all apparently couldn't take off. They were, as you heard from Dave Meltzer, the story of there are technical failures with the 747 is complete bullshit because these these people were actually told to get out of the plane and sit on the tarmac where the plane is for 6 hours straight before they were sent back to their hotel rooms to stay for a total of 24 hours where their flight was delayed. In the meantime, they were also trying to get some of these talent were also trying to get back together and charter another flight of their own, which mysteriously that plane also had mechanical failures and couldn't fly. I spy with my little eye something that rhymes with bullshit. And I'll tell you why, folks. Because it is actually coming out now that these wrestlers have made their way stateside. People are actually talking, and they're saying that the reason why this is happening is because the government of Saudi Arabia was kind of holding WWE hostage.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You better fucking believe it.
Yeah.
You better fucking believe it, dude. And do you want to know why they held him hostage?
Why?
I'll tell you why. Michael, because Michael, you're rubbing your forehead because you got no idea. I know that this is kind of weird for you, but check this out. The initial rumor that people were putting out was apparently that the reason they were being held behind was because of the celebration between Lacey Evans and Natalya after their women's match. Public displays of affection, even in a platonic sense, between 2 females is still outlawed in Saudi Arabia and can be punishable by imprisonment or death.
So that one hug where they had
Oh, no, it wasn't just one regular hug. It's them chanting, celebrating, and hugging and being emotional, and also
How dare you express emotions?
And also, here's where it gets actual bad.
Censor this filth.
They went off and hugged ladies that were in the crowd as well, some of whom were members of the royal family. I'll tell you this right now. You know how you see people at ringside in events and you see them holding up signs and everything? Not in Saudi Arabia. You want to know what you fucking get in Saudi Arabia?
Sand.
Motherfucker. You fucking asshole.
It's
No, I'm
called
trying to
Saudi
say
Arabia. I'm just saying.
No, Saudi. Saudy. Listen, motherfucker, I'm trying to say shit.
I'm listening.
The royal family of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, who couldn't give 2 shits less about what's actually happening in the ring, they take up ringside, and they're sitting in these wide, bigger than the stuffed chair that I'm in the fucking love seats that you
Those
and
are thrones, my man.
yeah, they're sitting around in that all around the fucking ring. So you see these guys very well distinguished men in the family of the royal family of Saudi Arabia sitting, and they're like checking their pagers and checking their phones and shit. They couldn't give a shit less of what's actually happening in the ring. It goes to show you that the Saudi Arabia shows are nothing more than soft power publicity stunts. Vince McMahon whored himself off to a government for cheap advertising, cheap on their end, and he apparently bounced from the country before all this shit happened. He left on a private jet along with other WWE staff, including ridiculous producer Kevin Dunn and Brock Lesnar and his manager Paul Heyman. They left on their own private jet along with Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair.
Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, and Jimmy Hart.
They cut their losses right on time because they were the only ones that were lucky enough to leave.
They left early, and they left on private jets, and they left everyone else behind. People are pissed at that, and all of this can be like forgiven if it weren't for the fact that we actually know what the real reason may be. It wasn't the ladies hugging each other. Guess what it was, Michael?
What was it?
Guess what it was? Take a guess. Hold the microphone up. Go ahead. Just throw one guess. One guess.
I mean, my guess is it's probably just like trying to encourage the women in Saudi Arabia to, I don't know, I guess like kind of stand up for themselves.
No, what? No, are you even paying attention? No, I'm
Because
asking
that's
you to guess why these wrestlers and these staff were being held in the country against their will for 24 hours. Take a guess why.
Yeah, because like I mean, I thought that if those two women are in the ring, and it was stated that they were doing this for women in Saudi Arabia because of the whole issue that's going on with them. That might be why they might be held in there, and
I just literally said that.
If only it made that much sense, but no.
Juan, go ahead and
it's
tell
way
Juan.
simpler and way stupider.
Yes, it is. The reason why is because the government of Saudi Arabia had not been paying the WWE the money that they had been owed. They owe them roughly, if I'm understanding the number correctly, close to what, $200 million?
According to a former staff member of the WWE, Hugo Savinovich, he apparently is getting this information from a direct source who was in the situation in Saudi Arabia right now. And you can call this exaggeration if you want, but apparently that McMahon was not paid for 2 shows in Saudi Arabia. He says he doesn't know the exact figure that it's owed, but it's owed millions of dollars, and it could be somewhere between $300 to $500 million that is owed to WWE.
So, because the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia had not paid Vince McMahon for those shows, for previous shows, he decided that the entire event that's being televised all over the world and all over the internet would not air on national Saudi television. So he cut their video feed, and in response to that, it's being rumored that Mohammed bin Salman himself put the order to hold these fucking people hostage for 24 hours in the country, wouldn't let them leave.
If you live in Saudi Arabia and you were not inside of the stadium when that happened, you basically were forced to miss half of the show because of where's my money.
Oh, yeah. So it's worse. It's worse than actually, like, it's almost worse. You can reasonably think, yeah, these Saudi guys, they still don't want women to feel empowered yet, not in the way that they're trying to advertise. So yeah, we're gonna punish them for that. But if that were the case, they would have actually specifically tried to hold Lacey Evans and Natalia strictly. No, they put that out as a message to everyone who was left behind.
Savinovich also pointed out that if the mechanical issues were real, then Mr. McMahon could have easily paid to get his wrestlers on another flight so that they could get to SmackDown in time.
Yeah, another issue was that the fact that SmackDown wrestlers were trying to fly back to the United States because it was a show on Friday night and it was live and they kind of needed people. And the funny thing is that they sort of made up for that by having Triple H come up and filling up the roster for the night with some wrestlers from NXT. And which is badass because, we do the Wednesday Night War and NXT is fun. But you know what that tells the staff that was like the wrestlers that were left behind? You know what that message that it gives them, Angel?
Which is?
You're replaceable.
Yep.
We will feed you to the fucking wolves if we need to.
We'll throw you into the meat grinder if somebody shows me enough. Then again, I mean, can we just give them a Z-Pack for that?
Oh!
Wow.
The shit talking continues with this guy.
I mean, it should be fine, right? We can just put a bandage over those thousands of bullet wounds. It'll be fine, right?
Juancho, the story
It's
is
like anime. You wrap it in up time.
I'm wrapping it up.
Guys,
But the point is,
the story is still continuing to develop as wrestlers who were involved in Saudi Arabia were making tweets on their Twitter, basically making negative comments. And a lot of these wrestlers have already lost respect for Vince McMahon because some of them were, and I quote, stuck in a dick whipping contest between Vince McMahon and the Saudi Arabian government. In fact, some of them,
by the way, the article that Jose was quoting with Savinovich is brought to you by WrestlingNews.co, written by Paul Davis.
there's several of those superstars are not wanting to come back to Saudi Arabia, and also commented saying that they can't wait to leave the company.
Understandable, honestly, because after what just happened in Saudi Arabia, that's
I would
Closer.
I'd fucking drop out too. I don't give a shit.
Dude,
You're gonna
no.
like okay. It'd be fine if it was some hellhole, but this is a hellhole that is trying to dress itself up as being so beautiful and so progressive, and this is such a great place to go visit. Meanwhile, at the same time last year, these motherfuckers ordered the murdering and dismemberment of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. That's why I will still simply say to people, this is what Vince McMahon gets for taking blood money.
You guys
He
remember
takes
the
this
interview?
shit.
Because I'm remembering the interview really hard right now.
That's
That has
North Korea.
That's North Korea. That has nothing to do with this.
The thematics are more or less the same.
Kind
A
of, yeah.
nation that tries to disguise itself as a progressive paradise, trying to come into the civilized world, only to behind the scenes be just as dirty and rotten as they were before.
Hey, Angel, how much you want to bet that the straw that broke the camel's back was when Vince tried their fake fruit?
Fake grapefruits.
That's why he left. He
God damn it.
He didn't give a shit about the deal. He just had a bite of an orange, tasted styrofoam, and just got in the plane without saying a word.
Fake grapefruits. God damn it.
But anyways, yes. With also, this is worse for the WWE in terms of the current climate right now with their competition AEW doing tremendously well with their Wednesday tapings, and a lot of WWE superstars are requesting their release from the company.
Including Randy Orton of all people. Motherfucker started with WWE. Everyone expects him to die in WWE.
Now, let's get one thing straight.
No, yeah, go ahead.
The big, bad, multi-million company never cared about you at all.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always been this bit of a silent contract between the worker and the company, which is, as long as I do my job right, you keep me around. You know?
Yeah.
It's not exactly an ironclad rule, but that has always been the relationship between the worker and the company. I do my job, you pay me for the job, we work with one another. You don't have to like me, I don't have to like you.
I'm seeing you gesticulate because you have
That's
your,
all there
your
is to it.
legs crossed and your foot is gesticulating. in
I'm holding
place.
shit with my hands so my toes will have to make do.
Normally, you would be right, Angel, but
That's
in
how
this,
it's supposed to be. But
Yes.
here, we reached a point where the allure of the money is so goddamn powerful, so extraordinary, so overwhelmingly, encompassingly, ball-grippingly large that they are perfectly fine with tossing away people that have worked for them for decades. Decades of work. Do you guys remember the shows? The millions of fans, the screaming names, the spectacular fighting matches, the merchandise they move. Doesn't matter. As long as the number is big enough, they will happily grab you up, pack you, tie you in a bowl, and toss you away.
and that's just added
That's
fuel.
exactly what just happened here.
And that's just added fuel to the fire for the superstars that want to leave WWE and jump ship to the competition, because now there's competition. They realize, hey, there's other opportunities out there, and the head corporate peeps of the WWE are doing everything they can to make sure that their talent is locked and they don't leave.
With their actions, they have lowered the bar so much, to such a ridiculous
Jesus.
extent, that the only thing the competition has to do is say, we're not going to do what they did. And that's all they need to run their way. Think about that. You lower the ball of quality to such an extent that the second the other company shows you the slightest smidgen of decency, you can go, yeah, okay, let me just go.
At the end of the day,
There is shooting yourself in the foot. And then there is, here's a chainsaw, here's a stick of dynamite. Let's see what happens.
like at the end of the day, what winds up happening is, like I mentioned earlier, their answer to try to cover up for the fact that WWE wrestlers were stuck on the opposite side of the planet is, hey, let's bring the developmental guys. And they actually stole the show. They had a good time. And the problem with that is, like I mentioned earlier, that sends a negative message to the current roster of WWE. It sends a message from Vince McMahon to you saying, you are replaceable. I've got new folks that people are excited about, and I can bring them up at a moment's notice. and I don't give a shit about your well-being. I will leave you to a hellhole if it means that I get my money.
Now, Juan, I have a question to ask you.
I will abandon you in Saudi Arabia as soon as I get paid.
Saudi Arabia.
Question. Now, that aside, what if somebody makes the argument that, hey, they had to make a last-minute decision and and do some sort of damage control to salvage the
That
program?
doesn't change. That doesn't change the fact that their version of damage control is literally you're under house arrest.
No, like that's what the damage control is in response to being under house arrest. And the damage, and yeah, you can go with damage control, and that's fine. But that also sends that negative connotation that only reinforces the fact that these guys, some of these wrestlers and other talent and other crew are trying to find a way out of their contract. They don't want to work for someone who doesn't value their lives.
What is literally
let alone their
stopping them from
livelihood.
just walking out? That's what I want to know.
There's locked-in ironclad contracts with
Once
no complete
again,
cause.
what is
No
stopping them
complete
from just going,
beat.
fuck you, I won't wrestle for you, and leaving?
Because then that would be a breach of contract, depending on what the conditions that.
But
they
what if
signed
the
for.
competition went like, well, it's not our contract. What if we just grab them off the street?
Oh no!
I wish. I fucking wish.
No, AEW, like the head corporate peeps of All Elite Wrestling, has made it very clear that they're not going to sign anyone who's currently under a contract with a promotion. Because if they are,
because they don't play dirty like that,
What
which
a
is
waste
fine.
of time.
But you know what? At the end of the day, Vince McMahon brought this fucking problem on himself when he decided to shill for a country that still abuses, that still has a string of human rights violations, that still jails protesters, and that's still being suspected. Actually, no, pretty much confirmed. It's an open secret that they murdered a fucking journalist for no
Man.
fucking reason.
There's times I look at my country where I live in and I go, shit's a little rough. Then I look at what's happening outside of the borders and go, maybe we're not so bad.
so that brings me to a question before we move on to the next story. This question: what can the WWE do going forward to salvage themselves from the situation?
The only thing
Burn to the ground.
I wish. The only thing they can hope to do is come out with a statement and work with a negotiation with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to either A, get more money out of them, which is likely what Vince McMahon would want to do, or B, say the money's not worth it. We're an American company and we value our fucking people's lives. Thank you for your time. Here's the contract. We're cutting it up. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye. But I'll bet your ass Vince McMahon doesn't have the testicular fortitude to stand up to the Saudi government because he wants his money too much. This motherfucker is almost 80 years old and he wants to bury himself in a pile of bloody red cash. And that's his fucking grave to dig. So go ahead and let him. Let's get to the last story, please.
All right.
Angel,
So
you go
speaking-
ahead and let us know what's going on.
So speaking of human rights violations,
Yep.
as you know, Blizzard came onto Blizzard, the so-called video game company, has come onto some severe fire for making some really bad business decisions and for recently being very divisive on their apology to China. Blizzard 2019 opened on a very somber note.
BlizzCon.
yesterday. BlizzCon.
And this is
when
where,
their president,
in Anaheim or where?
Anaheim, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Their
yeah, I got my
president,
shit right.
J. Allen Brack, walked on stage to address the controversy surrounding Blizzard's heavily criticized decision to ban a Hearthstone player and 2 Taiwanese casters. And, making that incredibly fucking ass-kissing apology to the Chinese government, who basically holds them by the balls right now with all the money they're making.
If those of you who recognize, we actually covered this when it first happened a couple episodes back, and you're free to listen in on this. We recorded that episode while we were at Phantasm Orlando, so please listen in. It was
Now,
fun.
I was lucky enough to get my hands on the script of the actual apology that was done on record. And
Where
I
did you
want
find
you
the-
folks to
Where did
listen
you find
to
the
it.
script?
I just Googled it. Somebody just literally copied and pasted it.
Oh, really? Where did they post it?
4chan is a wonderful place.
God damn it!
Hey, they don't lie to me. Else.
Okay.
So,
Lord
we
help me.
moved too quickly in our decision making, and then, to make matters worse, we were too slow to talk to all of you, he admitted. When I think about what I'm most unhappy about, there's really 2 things. The first one is that we didn't live up to the high standards that we set for ourselves. And the second is that we failed in our purpose, and for that, I am sorry, and I accept responsibility. As you walk around this weekend, I hope it's clear how committed we are to everyone's right to express themselves in all kinds of ways, in all kinds of purposes. Now, I want you guys to take every single ounce of English education in your brain and tell me how much nothing has been said in the last 30 seconds.
all of the nothing.
that wasn't an apology at all.
That was the most token empty bullshit in the world. But you know what the worst part is, though? It doesn't matter. Because the second they showed Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4, people started clapping and cheering. Ultimately, nobody really gives a shit about Hong Kong. We're just angry about the fact that the company is making really bad business decisions.
Like,
speaking of which, the bill that China was trying to pass against Hong Kong has been repelled. So good on them. They get to keep whatever little bit of liberty they got left before something horrible happens.
Michael, you were gonna say something.
I was also gonna state that a while ago, Bros did say or mention something. When we were in the car, you did mention that Overwatch 2 was released. It was basically like an attack, like, hey, look over there, it's Overwatch 2.
Look at the shiny.
It's literally,
Look at the shiny.
Pay no attention to the bloody and scar man behind the counter. Ask no questions. Just consume product and get excited for the next product.
Look at the shiny. Look at the shiny.
Look at
Squirrel.
Hilariously,
Squirrel.
not only is anybody with a brain cell to Rob basically calling bullshit on this, guess what is the reaction to Overwatch 2?
What?
Boy, I can't wait for all the porn. And I'm like,
because you can
yeah,
take the fucking
no.
models, can't you?
Also, the fact that Overwatch, for all they talk about having a story, really doesn't have a story. In fact, thinking back on it, Overwatch has the most depressing fucking story in the world because of the way the game works. It's supposed to receive constant support and updates, but every single update boils down to, and then the good guys didn't win.
All right, but back to the statement that the guy made.
Yeah, you can't even call it an apology. It's just a statement. It's
No,
like,
yeah,
What was his
all
name?
it is.
BlizzCon?
BlizzCon. BlizzCon was the name of the player that got banned.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
and if
Go ahead.
I've also been informed that when there's usually BlizzCon, there's a Q&A.
For what?
I guess like for any questions for the game developers, or anything like that. But after what happened recently with the Hong Kong protests and everything, they moved on from people asking questions whenever they want to I think like writing it down on a card somewhere, and then they read the questions. So if anybody ever asks about Hong Kong, they're probably gonna just not use that question at all.
Yep.
So they're screening questions. Well, like that's not an uncommon practice when it comes to some panels, because sometimes assholes just come up and say, "Hey, what if Batman fucked Wonder Woman? What would their baby be?" Or something stupid like that. But like in this particular climate, in this particular instance,
Yeah.
maybe not sending the right optics, not the right message. Like, hey, we actually want to have an open forum. And if this guy is doing like this fucking the head of Blizzard just gave a South Park BP.
I'm sorry.
We're sorry.
We're
sorry.
Oh, and in a
Sorry.
circumstances
We're
of
very
let's throw
sorry.
somebody else under the bus, the man has gone on record saying that they were not the ones that published that incredibly hacking up ass-kissing apology.
Bullshit.
Allow me to explain. According to what apparently he's actually happy people asked him that because he wants to clear it up. Blizzard is not legally allowed to operate or publish anything in China. The only way to do so is through a partner. That is the regulation. That is the law. NetEase is Blizzard's partner. NetEase is not a government agency. NetEase is a company and a publisher. So they are the ones that came up with the actual apology of the ass-kissing. We will defend the pride of the Chinese nation. So essentially, they're doing their best to cover their ass and give the most non-committal response in history.
Fuck you,
So
Blizzard.
predictably, nobody, of course, the fans of the games will go and they will cheer and they will love. But anybody who is basically tired and sick of Blizzard's bullshit, and take into account, Blizzard's reputation has not exactly been good since the announcement of Diablo Inferno.
Diablo Inferno.
Can't even say it with a straight face.
Sorry, so fucking
Like, okay.
Don't you guys have phones?
Fuck you.
So yeah, aside from very dubious business decisions, they're basically doing everything they can to cover their ass, give non-committal apologies, and essentially forcing you to go the other way and look. No, look at the thing. Look at the shiny thing. Stop blaming us for all our problems. Look,
Squirrel.
Overwatch.
Squirrel.
World of Warcraft.
Squirrel.
Look.
Squirrel. Look at the
Meanwhile,
shiny.
I'm like
for
listen, man, you got squirrels. But I got squirrels over here too.
And my squirrels are dying.
And I can actually chase those squirrels. Those squirrels don't charge me extra to chase them up the tree.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we know
So-
what you're
Are
saying.
you
Once
trying to
again-
defend Fortnite without saying it?
God, don't even remind me. You know what? Whatever company made Fortnite certainly never did anything like this. So props to them.
Good point. I'm sorry. I just needed a cheap
Like
revenue.
I don't even care for free to play team-based shooters, but if you ask me to choose between Overwatch and literally anything else right now, I go play Final Fantasy 14 again. Point in case.
Oh no.
Once again,
14 or 15?
14.
I was about to say. 'cause
No,
I
the
know you
actually good one.
Oh.
So once again, the Western video game industry continues to shove its food ever harder up its own mouth. Like they're choking on their kneecaps now. I wonder how far it's gonna go.
God damn it.
People applaud, people cheer. Ultimately, no one on the fandom really cares about Hong Kong. Let's get that out of the way. We're basically latching onto it to shit on them because everybody wants an internet dumpster fire.
I disagree.
I just want the company that sells me product to just sell me a good product, so I can spend money and buy it. Instead, we get this. Welcome.
Well, they bring the shit on themselves. Like
They bring it.
They brought the shit on themselves.
This is a cycle that keeps repeating itself. You know, company makes a massive blunder, the fans get pissed, company brings out the new product, the fans buy it, and the cycle rinses and repeats. Only when the fans finally get sick and tired of their bullshit and just actually stop buying their crap,
You know what?
then, and only then, will they finally learn their lesson.
You know, if that's the case, then I guess we can judge the situation by the metric of capitalism that you're proposing, and seeing how well Overwatch 2 and
Let's see how well
Diablo
that does.
Eternal.
Yeah, let's see
Like,
how
let's
well
see
that
how
goes.
well they see how well
it
they
worked
actually
for the
fucking
cinema.
do.
You know, you keep trying to fuck with the formula. The movies don't sell, and people don't go watch them, so the whole thing goes bankrupt. The same thing needs to happen with video games because, guys, the video game industry gets away with shit no other industry will ever let you get away with. Imagine if you went to buy a car. You expect a car.
Yeah.
You expect a functioning, painted, working vehicle with a full tank of gas and a changed oil valve, right?
Right.
What if I sold you a car with no paint job, half a tank of gas, 3 of the hubcaps missing, and about half of the extended warranty?
That's basically a Fallout 76.
That's the video game industry on the west coast right now.
God damn it.
This is what they're doing. The
You-
DLC
you mean the Western
practices,
Hemisphere.
the microtransactions, the constant sell
EA.
you a broken game so we can fix it later, repeating itself
EA
over
games.
and over and over and over.
Battlefront
it keeps
2.
happening. It keeps happening. Look, Juan is just saying it. Juan doesn't even play the games he's mentioning. And he
I don't
knows them
even
right.
fucking get the chance to play shit, but I hear it from
Even he
everyone and their
knows,
mother.
And it just keeps getting worse. Like, look at it this way. I like Doom.
Yes.
I'm waiting for Doom Eternal.
Yes.
I hope it's good.
So do I.
I don't trust Bethesda
Why not?
because they're the publisher. You know who I trust?
Who?
ID Software, the developers. I trust the people who are making the game. I don't trust the people who publish the game because they are the ones that demand more and more and more, and they are the ones that get with this idea. China has become a giant golden, or should I say, red piggy bank. Now, I don't know what they did recently, but they become the Nubio rich of the modern world. They are making some bank when it comes to gaming. So the companies that make bank in China are desperate to keep making bank in China. You notice in the recent 2 years or so how many films or movies only seem to catch their success for the Chinese box office?
Like, I brought that up to you the other night. There's a scene in Iron Man 3 that did not make it in the general release, but it was shot for the Chinese theater. It's literally Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. flying to fucking Beijing, flying to China, taking a photo op. Hi, China's great, China's great, China's great, China's great, China's great. Like, basically, he talks
You might
to...
as well see him pocket money into his pants.
And like they try to justify, like, oh, there's this one guy who's the heart surgeon that you see in the beginning of the movie, that he's the guy who actually does the surgery to remove his shrapnel. Oh, dude, can we talk sometime? I actually got a condition I want to talk to you about. Okay, thanks everybody. China's great. China's great. China's great.
Another
Flies
one,
off.
for example. You guys like Pacific Rim?
Yes.
Then, as you know, the sequel is garbage. Funny
Eh.
how, despite the fact that the lore of Pacific Rim states that the world is in dire economic straits, somehow China has gone in a few years from being just as broke as everyone else to being the guys producing fucking mass Evangelions. And at the end of the day, the Chinese lady in the broken down robot is the one that helps save the day for some reason.
Jesus.
And the Japanese woman that used to be a fucking main character gets killed unceremoniously.
Yep.
And Riley doesn't show up anywhere. And the Star Wars poster somehow took Finn and put him in the background because he was the only black dude in there. The industry of the West is being influenced by the money of the East, and it's starting to hurt it. Imagine if you went to your favorite steak restaurant and you found out 3/4 of the menu has been changed to vegetables because a very, very rich vegan likes to eat there. That's what it feels like. That's what is happening right now. And once again, if people are not willing to speak with their wallets, then shit ain't gonna work. And unfortunately, as long as China keeps spending money on this kind of crap, the formula will keep going over and over. So if this is the way the company is going to go, where they will happily take the Chinese money over the American money, then they can have it. They can go ahead and keep on their own self-destructing matters as much as they want to, as much as they need to. Because they honestly don't deserve a single dime of the American people anymore.
You know what? That actually sort of correlates with the shit happening with WWE and Saudi Arabia.
Same thing.
You want to go ahead and shill for that blood money over there? Go right ahead.
It.
You can have that, and
Just
then we'll
don't
protest.
expect us to applaud you for it.
Exactly.
Go ahead. Remain as you are. Sleep in your bed of bloody bills. I'm going to go spend my money on a company that actually gives me working video games. Thank you.
It gives me pro wrestling that isn't ethically or morally
I
compromised.
thought EA had fucked everything up with their microtransactions.
I think I'll go ahead.
But then Bethesda jumped in with Fallout 76. And just when I thought that was the height of incompetence, Blizzard comes in and completely fucks everything
No,
up.
you both have made awesome, interesting points. And to piggyback off of Juan, I'd rather save up money and spend my ticket on the next AEW Dynamite showing rather than go to WrestleMania.
I'd rather
Which
have you
is
guys
fucked
go
up
back to your
because
amateur wrestling business.
Which
and
is
watch
fucked
this shit
up
again.
because WrestleMania is happening next year here in Tampa, Florida.
Ain't that nice?
Yeah, ain't that fucking nice? With the way these guys are acting, I would rather hang myself than pay money for a WWE event anymore because of the way they're fucking comporting themselves. Jeez. So I'm going to say the shit
You know what we
with
should
my
do?
wallet.
We should go support Mexican wrestling.
Ooh, Lucha Libre, yes,
They
the
have
AAA.
actual lore that matters.
AAA
They have
wrestling,
heroes.
Lucha Underground.
They have actual heroes and comic books and movies and cartoons and shit.
Johnny Mundo,
Sí.
just being a psycho
El
badass.
Santo Plateado.
Oh, dude, I gotta introduce you to the Lucha Bros from AEW sometime.
They were so good. Jack Black was one once.
I know.
That's how good. You know what? Here's my idea. Everybody, go support the Lucha Libre industry. They seem to actually give a shit about what they're doing.
Thank
Yes,
you.
they do.
And
All
they're
right, Michael,
actual
you wanted to
wrestlers,
say something real quick.
Actually, going back to
I'm gonna get something to drink real quick. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
you
we're
take
at
a
the
drink.
tail end, so go ahead.
So we're wrapping up.
Going back to what Bro said a while ago, though, when he said that Bethesda was not the actual people making the game, but rather people that were
The publishers.
yeah, they were just the publishers. That did actually open me up a little bit because I realized that I didn't even know that. I didn't know that was a fact. I always thought Bethesda, they were making the games, and Tom Howard, I think, Tom Howard.
Howard. Who's
Tom Holland? Howard?
who? Tom Clancy?
No, it
No.
was like the guy who was like, who I think it was running Bethesda Studios. I think it was Tom Howard, yeah. But,
All right.
He's been, involved in a lot of scandals, including Fallout 76. And, that really did goes to show a point that, honestly, I just wish people would actually pay attention to the publishers because... Or no, not the publishers. The people that were making the game. Because
The developers.
Yeah, the developers, because the publishers are always like overshadowing them, and no one ever really like knows.
Yeah,
that
you
they're
were
there.
right. It is Todd Howard,
Yeah,
not
Tom
Tom.
Howard.
Yeah, Todd.
Tom
But yeah,
Howard.
Tom Holland. What? Spider-Man. What? Tom Hardy.
I keep confusing those two.
You're going to pay for every single mission. No. Okay. No, but yeah, no. At the end of the day, yeah, there is a difference between the publishers and the developers, and it's the publishers who get themselves into deep shit. Just like the head of the company got himself into deep shit. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. That's all the news that we're gonna be covering for now. And we want to hear from you. Please leave us comments on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter and Instagram. Send us private messages. We don't give a shit. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your opinions.
The F word pass. We don't give a damn anymore.
Exactly. We're not going to be monetized anytime soon, but you know what? We don't care. We'll say shit as it
want
is.
YouTube's blood money.
Exactly. No.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the news report saying that YouTube gets its revenue from like fucking African diamonds or some shit.
More like child molesters and shit, but that's actually happening. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. So thank you very much for listening in to this week's episode of The Black Files. And of course, we promise that we're going to try and keep up with some of these stories, and we promise to
Don't forget to
continue.
buy the rest of the podcast at $99.99 DLC price.
God!
For the price of a real mountain.
Fuck.
60
All right.
times the detail.
Until then, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/TheRavensFlock online, and give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like us, comment, and share with us on YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock, home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, and The Ravensflock. This has been the Uncensored Interview Review Podcast of The Ravensflock. This has been The Black Files.